I can't know what I'm about to do. I can't know what I'm about to do. What the fuck happened? I can't know what I'm about to do. What the fuck happened? And I can't know what I'm about to do. I've got the powers that running through me. My favorite color is, oh my God, bitch.
Yeah, this is the best Death Grips album. Okay, let's just start off by saying that this is the big one, okay? Double LP, 120 minutes, made up of 2 sides, right? First disc, Best Friends on the Moon. Second disc, Ginny Death. Both of the discs on here are pretty different from one another. Our first disc is a lot of sampling, a lot of electronic sounding. My friend described it as robot sex. And then the second half of the Powers That Be, Ginny Death, is much more rock based. Both of the sides of the Powers That Be are really different from one another instrumentally. However, there still feels like an insane level of consistency across the whole double album. And I think the main reason for this is just of Death Grip's nature, right? Throughout these 2 different sounds that are on both sides of the Powers That Be, there is still Death Grip's typical, usual, schizo, chaotic form of fucking music. It still maintains what you would expect from Death Grips, but it does feel like it's cranked up to fucking 11. It really feels like it's at the tip-top form compared to the rest of the music. IMO, okay? Even when the instrumentals are different on both halves, the album still is glitchy and it's satisfying. It's so chaotic, and a lot of the times it sounds like the fucking instrumentals are fighting with MC Ride. Despite how chaotic and schizo it sounds, it's still, you're nodding your head to it. At least for me, I was there. I was like, this shit's fire. So here's what we're gonna do, okay? I'm gonna quickly talk about the first half, then the second half, and then the whole thing will rate, okay? Sounds good? Right, okay, first half, Best Friends on the Moon. This is kind of interesting for me, okay? When I first listened to the Powers That Be during COVID in 2020, and I was playing Apex Legends with my friend, we listened to first half of the Powers That Be, and I fucking did not like it. Now, hot take, okay? I don't know if this is a hot take actually, but I prefer the first half of the Powers That Be over the second. I know, tell me in the comments below what your favorite side is. It's hard to pick, I know. What I like so much about the first half of the Powers That Be, all the beats sound so chaotic, right? It sounds like every part of the beats on the first half of the Powers That Be are fighting each other. Every instrumental is fighting to be in front of the rest of them, and it just sounds so chaotic. It's all going in a million different directions, and it still somehow is able to sound really good. Like, so many of these songs are just amazing, and I feel like it could almost be just an entire instrumental first half of the album and it would still be amazing. However, that doesn't discredit MC Ride. He is on tip-top shape in this shit, okay? MC Ride in general, let's be honest, his lyrics, I think, are overlooked a lot, okay, which is a shame, honestly, because he's a pretty good lyricist, and especially on the entirety of the Powers That Be, his lyrics are amazing. A lot of the lyrics across this entire album it's a lot about drugs and sex, but more of how it's like crippling to MC Ride, his usage of both of those things. It's also a lot about kind of, personally speaking, it seems to be a lot about kind of just like existence and kind of feeling that you wasted your life, and there's quite a lot of themes of like depression and suicide across this entire album, The Powers That Be. Of course, as well, on the first half, Best Friends on the Moon, every song samples Bjork to some capacity. First half is amazing, every song bangs, it opens super well, the outro Big Dipper is God tier, and everything, it just flows seamlessly into each other. There's never a single dull moment on the first half of The Powers That Be. Best Friends on the Moon, first half of The Powers That Be, 10 out of 10. I think the energy is infectious, and everything about it I just love to death. Now the second half, Ginny Death. The thing with Ginny Death is I've had like a reversal moment, right? When I very first heard this album, I hated the first half. I thought Ginny Death was a masterpiece. Now, what I'm about to say might hurt some of you, but I think Ginny Death is weaker. There's a bit of a down point. First off, Ginny Death is amazing. It opens with break mirrors in the face in the United States. On Ginny Death, it is Death Grips at its most like rock oriented, I guess, but it still holds Death Grips kind of sound. It's super distorted, super loud, incredibly chaotic and in your face, and it sounds good as fuck, okay? The lyrics as well kind of just continue the sort of same thing as in the first half. I forgot to mention this. There's also a definite criticism of like consumerism and following people, following groups for no reason, kind of just submitting yourself to a certain ideology or group. And MC Ride, a lot of lyrics are pretty against that. It's like think for yourself, be your own person sort of thing. And those lyrics, those were explored on the first half of Powers That Be, and they are on Ginny Death as well. All these songs, MC Ride performance, vocals, insane. The instrumentals, the rock-oriented, distorted, loud as fuck, and it's catchy as hell, and it sounds amazing. It sounds super dramatic as well. Compared to a lot of Death Grip, where it just kind of goes hard, I would describe Ginny Death as very grand and dramatic sounding. Now, this being said, here's my only complaint for the album. I think Pss Pss, it's just a bit lower quality than everything else. Every song in the Powers That Be, this colossal 18-track double album from Death Grip, almost every song is damn near perfect, okay? It's at least a 9 or a 10 out of 10. Almost every song. Do you realize how crazy that is for 18 tracks? And of all those 18 tracks, Pss Pss is like a really cool 7 or 8, okay? It is just not on par with the rest of the songs on this album. It's not bad. It's not bad at all, but it's just not the same level of quality, in my personal opinion, compared to the rest of this album. So it definitely just stands out to me in the track list as a much weaker track on this entire album. Now, this being said, you know, it's a small thing, it's still a good song, and also because Ginny Death has one of the best songs fucking ever on GP. What an insane song. Even as its own song separated from the album, this shit works so well as being just MC Ride kind of letting it all out, his depression, his suicidal thoughts, being incredibly blunt and straightforward with it. And despite it being a very depressing song, it's also incredibly uplifting at the same time, both instrumentally and through Rye's vocal performance. On its own, it's incredibly powerful. But with the build-up from all the rest of the lyrics and themes from the previous songs, it just makes it feel like this incredibly significant high point of the Powers That Be. I think it works because On GP is kind of like the final track, and then Death Grips 2.0 is kind of just like a fade out of instrumental. It's all glitchy and shit, and it almost sounds like typical Death Grips type beat, free to use, free for profit, almost. But I don't mind it ending like that because it really does feel like On GP is the dramatic conclusion, and then we just have kind of a final track to let us off softly, I guess. I also gotta mention it, Powers That Be, the self-titled track, amazing, fire, okay? Inanimate Sensation 2, it's God tier. So Ginny Death, personally, I give it a 9 out of 10. So let's put the answers together, 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, the Powers That Be as a whole. This is an amazing album, and I think this is easily Death Grip's best, okay? This shit blows the Money Store out of the water. Like, it's not even a competition. It is insane. It's incredibly large in scope. The sound variety across this entire thing is insane, but the quality consistency, I don't know how they do it. Like, they really like just hit the nail on the head with this one. MC Ride's vocals and lyrics, while they're always good, it really just feels like on a whole nother level. It's so fucking good. Like, I don't know how to tell you. The energy's insane, and I highly recommend everybody check it out. It might take a bit to get used to. It was like, I think for this review, I listened to the album like 6 or 7 times, and I enjoyed it right off the bat, but truly it's an album that rewards repeat listens, because by like the 5th listen, I was like looking at the lyrics and shit, I was like, oh, okay. You might be onto something, you feel me? Anyways, the Powers That Be, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10, but like a really high 9 out of 10. For the RYM people, it's a 4.5, maybe a 5. And for the Album of the Year people, it's probably like a 99. 99 out of 100, okay? Give me some more time with the album, maybe a 10 out of 10. This is damn near perfect, and it's an amazing album. That's my thoughts on the Powers That Be by Death Grips. I think it's an amazing album. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you like it? Do you not like it? All that good dandy shit. The next review is going to be For Lovers by Lamb. But yeah, thank you for watching. Feel free to join the Discord in the description below. It's like a music community if you want that. I'm pulling up the Patreon list. Give me a moment. If you like what I do, check out my Patreon. It's a single tier, $1. Sometimes I do some stuff on there. You guys can get like priority. And I read the names at the end like this, so thank you to I Pick Your Pocket, Fayri, Poppy John, Srame, and new one, thank you, May. for becoming a Patreon member. It helps out a lot, you know, lets me buy energy drinks and shit. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, but thank you for watching. Have a good day, night, wherever you are, and bye.